Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Kristen if you're new, and today I am doing some Dollar Tree DIYs. These are so simple, so quick to do for Valentine's Day. So easy. So let's get into it. First DIY, I'll be using these wooden hearts from Dollar Tree along with this sign from Dollar Tree as well. So I picked up all of the larger hearts and I just used the smaller ones, and I decided to do a pattern with this. So this is what it's going to look like. And I think this is actually really cool because when you look downwards, you can see that every line has different colored hearts. So there's always going to be a red one in that line or that group, a pink one, and a wood one. So I just used some hot glue and glued all these together, and that's all I did for this. I think this one turned out so cute. Liked how that first sign turned out, so I wanted to make a second one, but I wanted to use these hearts that I found at a yard sale. They came in some sort of wedding kit with like a sign and a chalkboard and some really fun stuff I'll eventually use, but I specifically wanted these hearts for Valentine's crafts. So I loved the way these looked as is, so I decided that I can fit 4 in a row, and then I decided to just glue them with some hot glue. That is all I did for this. These turned out so cute, and it's such an inexpensive and quick DIY to make. For this DIY, I'll be using this Hobby Lobby clearance sign. It was only $1.24, and I decided to use some Waverly chalk paint in white and paint over that gather in the words. So I decided to paint the front, the top, the sides, all in between to make this completely white. I also did paint the back side because I wanted this to be a finished product. I decided this would be really great on a tier tray. So that's eventually what I did with it. And then I did end up having to get some of that paint off of those beads right there. So I'm using those larger hearts that came in the same pack as the first DIY because I want to be able to use pretty much everything that I bought for Valentine's Day. I'm really trying to be smart on what I purchase, so I decided to try and use everything I possibly can. But this is what this looks like. I think this turned out really cute. I'll be using 2 of these little galvanized square signs from Dollar Tree. I'm also going to be using some chalk couture transfers along with this chalk couture chalk paste. I'm using the candy apple and the bright white. I love this 6-pack of transfers. I'm going to be using these for all sorts of DIYs, but this is what the front sides look like. And I think eventually I will use them for Easter or the springtime because that is coming up right after Valentine's Day, so I thought this would be fun to do reversible signs. But for now, I decided to use that February 14th and that Be Mine transfer. And then I'm just using, like I said, that candy apple chalk paste and the bright white. And I will link the chalk couture in the description box below. But I love when you purchase the chalk couture transfers and you get more than just one transfer. I feel like you can make so many different crafts, and this was like a perfect size for these galvanized squares. Then once they are done, my favorite part of chalk couture is the big reveal. These turn out so crisp and so perfect. I love the way these look. So this Be Mine. You can always use black too. I wanted to test out white on galvanized just to see what it would look like. And I think it is really pretty, although sometimes it does get a little lost. So I probably will use black next time with this February 14th. This one is probably my favorite out of the bunch. And then I just added it to a tier tray. This tier tray I did buy from Chalk Couture as well. You can put things on it, but I think it's so pretty. I just want to leave it white so I can use it all year round without having to buy more. DIY, I'm going to be using a house from Dollar Tree and another one of those Chalk Couture silkscreen transfers. And then I did put it in the wrong spot, so I did have to fix that a little bit and make sure this was straight. And I'm using that candy apple chalk paste once again. I use this for Christmas time as well, so I'm really getting my use out of this paste. And I don't think it lasts longer than a solid year once it's open, or 6 months once it's open, so I really do try to use as much as possible. And if you didn't want to buy the jars, or you have no interest in the jars or just want to test it out, they do have little packets you can use as well, which a lot of times I do purchase those as well, so I don't have a big jar open and I don't waste anything. But I love the way this house looks. I think this is so darling. I think it is so cute, and it's definitely going to go in a tier tray of mine. I love tier trays, so if you're new here, you didn't know that, I love the tier trays. So I'm using these foam roses from Dollar Tree and this hexagon from Dollar Tree as well. And I'm just doing a pattern here. So I'm doing a white rose, a red rose, and then I do the same pattern on the second, although I'm using 4 roses right there, because when I did the red, it just was like making weird straight lines of the colors, so it looked kind of off. But I think these little rose boxes are so cute. I did have some signs left over from last year or the year before from Dollar Tree, and I decided to use one of those for the center of this little hexagon foam rose thing. You could keep this the way it is. You don't really have to add anything different, because this turned out so cute just the way this is. You can kind of move things around to kind of cover up those little spots. But this is the sign that I had used a ton of hot glue, add it to the center, and then just to cover that hole up, I do have a gingham bow I purchased off Amazon. Came in a huge pack, so I have a ton of those. And then I decided to do the same thing for the next hexagon as well, but with some pink roses. And instead of using a sign for the center of this one, I decided to use one of these little grapevine hearts. I think these are absolutely so cute, and I think they actually look like hearts this year. I feel like the previous years they were kind of iffy and didn't really look like hearts, but I think these two are so cute. DIY, I'm using this house sign. This is also from Dollar Tree, and I'm just using some nail polish remover to remove that home. And you could screw this off first, like I did eventually, but I thought this was just kind of easier already being attached, and I'm going to be covering this with scrapbook paper, so it didn't really matter if there was some black on the sign. But if you don't want black on the sign like mine, make sure you unscrew that little galvanized piece, pull it off, and then you can remove the little home piece thereafter. So I'm using a ton of little Elmer's glue stick. I love the one that shows purple so I can see exactly where I glue. I'm just using this scrapbook paper. I think this was a summer scrapbook paper with plants and things like that. I found it, or I grabbed it from More Decal and Decor's website. It is an Echo Park scrapbook paper. And then I decided to use my Chalk Couture transfers once again. And I do sell Chalk Couture, but I only use it because I absolutely love it. It doesn't make me think that you have to buy it too, or don't feel like you have to buy it as well. I just really think it makes my projects look high end, and it's something that I want in my home. And this year I decided that I want to make crafts that I absolutely love. So anything that is on my channel, I want to absolutely love what I make this year. I want to be super happy with it, and I wanted to be able to show it in my home and be proud of what I made. So that is why you're going to see a ton of chalk couture in this video. You guys, that is it. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure you give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, I would love if you consider sticking around and subscribing, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!